Hi, my name's Tim from HB3 and I'm here with Wild Ginger Running reviewing the La Sportiva Cyklon. So I've had these shoes for a couple of months and I've put in a good few hundred miles into them on all sorts of training distances. So here is my long-term review. La Sportiva are a well-known mountain brand and they've got plenty of experience developing clothing and equipment for some serious terrain. And they've already got the popular trail shoe on the market, such as the Mutant. But this year they launched their shoes in partnership with Boa. Now these are immediately quite a striking shoe due to not only their classic black and yellow colour scheme, but also the combination of the inbuilt gaiter, which almost makes it look like a bit of a lightweight boot. And then of course we have our Boa Lacing System. These are designed for medium to long distance sort of trails and all sorts of mountainous terrain, from mud to rock, and I've tested these on muddy runs on the Pennine Way, hard trail on the Lees Liverpool Canal towpath, and then various runs in the Lake District, including 3 completions of the George Fisher T round this summer. Now, one of the key things we look for in a trail or mountain shoe is the grip, and these are excellent. I'd say the rubber is up there with kind of VJs in terms of the grip. So if you're looking for something with good grip, these should definitely be on your consideration list. Now, one of the other obvious things you're going to notice about this shoe is the Boa Lacing System. So let's address this now. If you're a cyclist, you'll have no doubt come across this already, but if not, I'll explain. The Boa system has the cable passing through 4 key points, which you tighten via this dial here. And it very evenly secures the foot in the shoe. Now with normal laces, it can often take a little bit of fiddling to get that right fit, and perhaps you use different lacing techniques. But with this, it was instantly comfortable and a really secure fit on the foot. And this system also means it's incredibly easy to adjust the tension whilst on the run. So for example, you're about to go down a very technical descent and you want to really tighten that shoe up, you can do this in literally a second or less. And then if you want to ease that tension off, maybe your feet are swelling into a long run, again, this takes no time at all. And there's no chances the lace is coming undone during your run, which can be super annoying when it happens, especially if it's during a race. Now, some people have questioned me about the longevity of the Boa system, especially maybe if you bash it on rocks or similar. All I can say is I've never had an issue with it in my cycling shoes, mountain biking shoes, or even here with these and the running I've done, maybe long scree slopes, going through boulder fields, and I've bashed it a good few times. No issues. Boa do say there's a lifetime guarantee, so again, I wouldn't let that put you off. Along with the Boa system, the other feature that stands out, which is what they're calling the dynamic cage, which is essentially these 3-layer system which wraps around the foot to apply this even pressure and hold it securely in the shoe. So combined with this neoprene sock, it just feels so comfortable and secure. Not something I've really felt with other shoes in the past, and I have a lot of shoes, much to my wife's despair. Now, sizing wise, it's possibly slightly larger than usual sizing, but I wouldn't say that you need to go up a size. It just gives you that lovely space in the toes. It might just feel, maybe if you're used to something a little narrower, a little tighter, more precision shoe, then you might notice that extra room. However, with that dynamic cage, you feel really secure in the shoe. It just gives you that little bit more around your toes. There's a very slight arch support in the shoe, but again, that just gives you that sensation of security with that fit. These are not the lightest shoes. Mine are around 315 grams in a size 8 or EU 42. But running in them is surprisingly nimble, partly due to that excellent fit, thanks to that locking mechanism and the Boa, the dynamic cage, which really just, like I keep saying, secures that foot in the shoe. The drop is 8mm with 20mm at the front and 28mm at the rear foot. Now, for somebody who normally runs in about 4mm drop, and I spend most of my day in 0 drop day to day, that 8mm did feel maybe a little bit unsteady. I was concerned I was going to feel my ankle kind of rolling around. But actually, because it was so securely locked in, because it's got quite a stable platform to it, I really didn't have a problem with it. And my calves probably appreciated that higher drop with those longer runs. The outsole has these 7mm lugs, which combined with their rubber compound, Friction SF 2.0, whatever, It gives superb grips on all surfaces, which is kind of what you'd expect from such a well-established mountain company. They've got a really, really good rubber compound here. So no matter what surface I was on, I always felt confident my foot was going to stay where I put it, which is a fantastic sensation when you're descending maybe on technical ground. Built into the shoe, we've also got a heel stabiliser which wraps around the heel to give that extra protection, extra support and reinforcement. And we've got extra protection around your toes, which is again really good for on very hard technical ground where you might be bashing your feet a little bit. What I would say though is while the cushioning on the heel is really comfortable, I did find that maybe on those longer mountain days, maybe sort of 8 hours or more, that my forefoot started to feel a bit more tender compared to my usual shoe choice, which are more the sort of maximal cushioning like your Hokas. Now, these are listed as a sort of long distance mountain shoe, but perhaps that should be more like sort of 3 to 5 hours, maybe up to 50k type distances. With the upper being quite complex in terms of the sock, the gaiter, this dynamic cage, they're also not particularly breathable. And they also take a little bit longer to drain if you have a river crossing or stream crossing. And I certainly felt I was squelching for maybe a bit longer than expected when I was crossing small streams in the lakes. Also, when I did one of the T rounds, it was 30-degree heat. So again, I felt, my feet were going to be hot in any kind of shoe, but with these, they really did feel that they got really quite hot and swollen. Many shoes have a notorious reputation for maybe certain aspects of the shoe failing, whether that's the upper tearing or, again, the sole giving way. But with these, there's really very little sign of wear, and I've put some serious miles into these on some serious terrain. And there's none of the usual wear patterns I'd expect. There's no damage to the uppers. The rubber compound is still looking really good. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer these really do last. So should you buy these shoes? If you're looking for a solid shoe to cope with all sorts of terrain, particularly extremely rocky or muddy, mountainous terrain, then these are going to serve you very well. If you're looking for something that's maybe going to help improve your confidence on technical ground, again, because of the grip, these are going to help do the trick there. If you like a little bit more ankle protection, or you often use a gaiter to prevent debris getting in your shoe, then again, these are going to do that as well. However, if you're looking for a longer distance ultra shoe, maybe running in very hot conditions, then these possibly aren't the right shoes for you. If you're looking for a more lightweight racing shoe, then again, probably not the ones to be pulling out the cupboard. Now, as someone who's done a fair bit of mountain running, these are actually definitely going to stay in my rotation. So I really did like these shoes. These shoes retail at about 185 euros, but you can pick them up in the UK for around about 140 pounds. Now, for full disclosure, these shoes were provided to me for free by Boa. However, all my comments are my own and they're not influenced by Boa or La Sportiva. So if you found this review useful, then please hit subscribe for Wild Ginger Running. And again, if you want any further information or tips on physio or coaching drills, pop over to my own personal YouTube channel or follow us either on the usual social media channels, so at Wild Ginger Running, or for myself at Tim_Pigott. Okay, hopefully that's been useful for you. Thanks for listening.